Okay, brothers and sisters, this is from the YouTube video entitled Christmas Illuminati Exposed. Hell of a video. Serious. I'm getting ready to show you a small little clip. Clip speaks for itself. Here we go. Come on, baby.
It's also interesting. The book American Slang defines the slang word need to rob or steal.
Here we go.
If there wasn't a word for the less Christmassy Christmas card in the history of the world, I believe that the 2013 Kardashian Christmas card would take the prize. Shot by elite fashion photographer David LaChapelle, the card is a rather grim and depressing summation of the entertainment world, an industry ruled by a shadowy elite that is turning popular culture into a toxic wasteland populated with vacuous celebrities such as the Kardashians. The wide panoramic card is filled with symbolism and references describing everything that the Illuminati entertainment industry is about. The shot takes place in an abandoned movie theater, one that appears destroyed and vandalized. There's a lot going on there, so let's look at it from left to right. First, there's Kim Kardashian posing with a revealing outfit. Her curves are main reason why her entire family is famous right now. That is maybe why there's a huge dollar sign next to her. Behind the Jenner sisters are two Illuminati pyramids, complete with the all-seeing eye. The card can't be clearer about who owns this entire family. Scattered around the card are dismembered mannequins, a symbol that is often used to represent mind control, a practice that is rampant in the Illuminati entertainment industry. Kylie to the left wears a vulva-shaped headdress making her look like some kind of high priestess. The sisters stand on a pile of celebrity worship magazines, the mountain of garbage on which their careers are built on. Behind the sisters, at the base of the pyramid, is an almost ironic box of Wheaties featuring Bruce Jenner when he was an Olympic athlete. Khloe Kardashian poses sitting on the back seat of a car. Why? While Kourtney's son Mason lays on it, looking as if life was sucked out of him. Above them is a cardboard cutout looking like a baby Jesus, with a glory around its head. Is that Northwest? The matriarch of the family, Kris Jenner, looks like some kind of female pharaoh while Bruce is in distress, stuck in a tube, about to run out of air. Between them is the word cashier, maybe meaning that it is all about money transactions. Above both of them is tagged the word fame, implying that they're ready to do whatever it takes to be famous. Next to Bruce is a dismembered mannequin wearing his Olympic medals. Did Bruce lose his hero status to become an encapsulated pawn of the entertainment industry? Contrasting with the family's obsession with fame and fortune are images of African mothers and babies in the background. Of course, nobody appears to care about them. The world prefers to gossip about the family that is famous for being famous.
That's heavy.
In short, this card sums up what popular culture in 2013 is all about: Illuminati, mind control, superficiality, exploitation of children, and all-around mind-numbing, time-wasting idiocy. Merry Christmas from the Kardashians. 1 John 5:19. We know that we are of God, and the whole world lies in wickedness.
Black Friday shopping mania is still playing out tonight at malls across America. Retailers opening their doors earlier than ever to a crush of frenzied shoppers lured by seductive doorbuster deals. But in many locations, the rush turned violent, shoppers openly brawling over discounted merchandise. It's the sheer numbers at America's malls that are staggering. An estimated 97 million shoppers crammed in the stores today. By the time the weekend is over, that number is expected to swell to 140 million. And from coast to coast, it's Shop Till You Drop for millions of deal seekers. We begin our coverage tonight with ABC's Chief Business and Economics correspondent, Rebecca Jarvis.
And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Forget the fact that Christmas in America is about the birth of Jesus, but instead a selfish and self-centered day of acquisitions. Events that took place in malls all over the country during Christmas time reveal something that goes deeper than that. A pall has been cast over our nation, a dark and sinister chill that manifests itself in how we treat ourselves and each other. We have become cold and brutish as we trample each other to buy yet another luxury item we in no way need. We have become a spoiled, functionally godless society willing to beat each other to death if someone stands in our way. We have no shame, no remorse, and no love for our fellow man. How you can participate in this unholy mess and call yourself a Christian is beyond my comprehension. A lost and dying world is going to hell and your only thought is to grab as much as you can as fast as you can. Jesus wept, do you? The annual shopping orgy of Black Friday is really nothing more than an annual black mass exalting extreme mindless consumerism. Supposedly the first day of the Christmas holiday season, utterly nothing is Christ-like or holy about it, at least not as the day plays out in the American public square of commerce. To launch the so-called Christmas holidays or holy days with such a sordid example of the disintegration of all better human behavior in public is befitting a nation which has, by this time, strayed so far from its original Christian roots as to be practically unrecognizable. I wouldn't be caught dead trying to shop in this rabid melee on the day after Thanksgiving. It's a repugnant annual spectacle that reminds me of the fact that entire human populations, raised on social engineered TV adverts from babyhood to believe they are consumers rather than living souls of spiritual dignity, are now reduced to animal behavior for a discount. Millions of Americans have become the Frankenstein creation of their hidden Illuminati overlords. They are replete socially engineered consumers, literally willing to trample their own children or claw their neighbors' eyes out to get their share of holiday specials. I will grant this short-lived season of godless victory to the Illuminati corporate elites, who relish these riots with certain diabolical glee. But I also remind them that their day will come.
Social engineer.
It might take another 20 years, or 50 years, or 500 years, but it won't always be this way. My King, Jesus Christ, is coming soon. The desecration and debauchery of this world and her people won't go on forever. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Please subscribe to the channel, and like us, and follow us on Facebook and Twitter. We need all the support we can get. Remember, Jesus saves. God bless.
Again, it's called Christmas Illuminati Exposed. It was real heavy, man. I just gave y'all a little clip of it, right? And you notice in the background, man, like out of the scene, although it was a Christmas card, the Kardashian piece, you notice he put in the background the black people. He had the Madonna holding the baby with the halo around their head. You know what I mean? He showed the spirituality part of what the holy day is supposed to be about. He showed you that part being African based, because that's the origin of what it's supposed to be. It's about black people, man. That Bible is about black people. That Savior, that Messiah, his mother, you know, the birth of the Immaculate Conception, the deliverer is a black people, man. You know what I mean? But they don't want you. They want to separate you from that melee. And as we get closer to the end days, man, this beast is going to become harder and harder on black people. Because listen, man, it ain't about Africans. It's about you here in America. You are Zion. Okay? I told you all the time. You are not Africans. They said they did tests on American Negro DNA versus African DNA. And we have a very small percentage of it. Okay? We are the people that, listen, man, I'll give you a real brief understanding of a historical perspective of what happened with us, okay? And how it all happened, all right? Listen, check this out. I got 9 minutes. I got about 4 minutes to drop this on you. Okay. In 1492, you had the fall of the black nobility. This is after a 700-year rulership of the Moors in Spain. Now, Moor simply means black, but these people were particularly Hebrew and small number was Muslim. So contrary to belief, the Moors weren't Muslims predominantly. They were Hebrews, okay? So after being expelled from Spain in 1492, 3 years later in 1495 is when the Pope, by divine decree, he says, made slavery a black issue. Prior to 1495, you could only be a slave by 3 ways: a debt, religious persecution, or if you was a slave or prisoner of war. Okay? It had nothing to do with skin color until 1495 when the Pope said that the blacks will be the slave class. Okay? Now, after being expelled from Spain after 700 years, that's a long time of being absent from the motherland. This is a long time after Rome had displaced us from Judea. Okay? Nazareth, Jerusalem, and that area. See, we went from Judea, okay, 700 years before 1492. So you're talking around 700 AD. All right. This is about 80 so years after the Hijra, after Muhammad comes with the Islam thing. Now the Romans was in our area and where we were from in Jerusalem and Judea, Nazareth, and all that. So we were displaced by the Romans. Then we were displaced by Islam. And at the same time, you had the Christianity and the Inquisition being coming at us, and we were Jewish people. We weren't Islamic, so we weren't going to give up our God to be Muslims, and we weren't going to give up our God for the Inquisition, which was being you were beheaded, you were killed, you were tortured. You know what I mean? To be Christians. So we end up moving to Portugal, Spain. Okay, and there we stayed from 700 to 1492 until the whites expelled us from there. From there we go to North and Northwest Africa. Okay, but we're not welcome because we're smarter than them. We're doing all type of commerce and banking. We did leave Spain with most of our wealth, and we brought it there, but we were hated on by the African people that were there. Remember, we ain't from there, so now millions, we leave Spain by the millions. So you got a exodus of millions of displaced Hebrew Jewish people coming from Portugal, Spain to Northwest Africa. Okay, we're not wanted. Remember, I told you this is 1492. 3 years later, the Pope gives Henry the Navigator 300 miles off the coast of West Africa for to be used for slave to go in and get slaves. Then, okay, he comes and he arrives on west coast of Africa. Now the Pope didn't own this shit, but he arrives in West Africa seeking slaves. Now here we are there. We're hated on by the West Africans. They immediately begin to join up with the cracker, capture us, sell us into slavery, and this is how we end up here. This is how we become the lost tribe of the house of Israel. Now, history know this shit. White people know this shit. You don't know this shit. You are Hebrew people, okay? And that's it in a nutshell. Now, if you want a full account of a better version of how it's explained, check out Dr. Claude Anderson's Inappropriate Behavior on YouTube. He give you a better breakdown along with mine, but I'm going to do a video on it. I got my reference materials and sources all together, and I'm going to show you who you really are. Peace. This is Brother Elihu L.